All right, good afternoon. I thought it'd be fun to do a little demo of our RFQ and RFP workflow. So we are on a PM's profile here. You have John Smith. We're going to create a quote request and we'll dive right in. We can pull from existing historical templates. So we're obviously saving a lot of time in setting up that RFQ or RFP, or we can start from scratch. And we now have the option to push this out to the marketplace. So that means that every vendor that provides that service within the geographic radius of the properties you've selected will have the ability to bid on the RFQ or the RFP. You can also invite very specific vendors to participate in this open quote if you know there's one or two vendors that you'd like to join, or invite only, which is what we see mostly through VendorPM. The steps are at the top here. So we have key information such as the title, the properties, the service, budget. If this is available, it is not visible to vendors, but we will include this in a summary or a report that gets produced for you at the end, as well as some cost analytics at a corporate level. We then move to key dates. So is this a one-time project? Is it a reoccurring contract? We can seal the bids or do blind bidding. So nobody can access the vendor's pricing as well as submissions until the deadline is reached. And then we can assign roles. So let's say a site visit is required and Samantha is responsible for running the site visit. Or we have Kevin who's responsible for fielding all questions that vendors have. We can assign key roles and contacts throughout the RFQ and RFP process. And then we get to scope of work. And so if we have a general idea of what we need accomplished, but we need vendors to propose the best way to get there, we can provide a general description. You might have also seen our recent update, AI-assisted scope of work. This is the workflow where we've integrated with AI tools in order to create the scope of work or enhance the existing description that you have, as well as flag FAQs, frequently asked questions from vendors. If you have a defined scope of work or a bid package, that could be utilized here. You can upload that document, or you can build the pricing table on VendorPM, and then the vendors will have to input the unit price. So ultimately what you're getting is an apples to apples comparison, along with any sort of supporting attachments or details, everything that is needed in order to build the bid package. And then we get to vendor selection. So your vendors relative to your property management company will always come up at the top. Net new vendors in the marketplace will always follow, and we're pulling in their live compliance status. Are they approved? Are they not approved? Are certain items pending? And so we'll invite vendors, and any vendors that actually haven't met your requirements are going to be asked to agree and acknowledge to your compliance requirements should they be awarded the work. And if and when they're awarded the work, they're automatically enrolled into your vendor onboarding and approval workflow. A quick review. We submit this, it goes out to the vendors, and just like that, we've sent out the RFQ or the RFP. We're looking right now at our system of record where you can access all the historical information. You can also work on the project that we just sent out, so we can pull in automatically any vendor compliance documents. We can see their submissions. You can communicate with vendors right through the platform. We've seen a really steep increase in the amount of communication that's taking place on platform between vendors and property managers. And you can also post updates that go out to all vendors, which get captured in an activity log. So everything is time-stamped and captured from your end. And then as the bid closes, a summary is also produced. So it shows us a summary of the scope of work, the budget, a vendor breakdown with their compliance status is, a price summary, and then attaches each vendor's individual quotes. Property managers have to do this manually today. It's all automated with VendorPM. And we can award right from here, making sure that any additional requirements are going to be completed when the vendor is awarded work. In this case, there'd be an additional insurance requirement to name another entity. We can confirm that selection, customize the messaging to vendors that were not awarded the work, as well as those, or the vendor that was awarded the work, because nobody wants to be left in the dark. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little very quick demo of our RFQ and RFP workflow. You can see it pulls from many key aspects of VendorPM, such as the marketplace, such as live vendor compliance statuses. Ultimately, it's the most efficient way for you to get 3 quotes on all of your building services, and ties into our mission of modernizing the way vendors and property managers work together.